So the Chicago Sky have cut a really, I'm not even going to say important piece to the team, but what could be a really important piece to their chemistry. Like, Gondrzik seemed to be she seemed to be Angel Reese's best friend on the team. Like, obviously the two of them be doing TikToks and everything with each other. At the end of the day, like, a lot of teams, if you're going to keep Victoria Saxton, if you're the Fever, like, why not keep her for the vibes? And honestly, like, she's not had the greatest year after the KPJ situation and everything else. But like, yeah, honestly, and the fact she scored her first bucket yesterday, she got her hit her first 3 of the season yesterday. But obviously, she's somebody that did not do great in her rookie year. Was signed by the Sun, or was signed by the what was it, the Sky, not the Sun. But it is hilarious. Like, the Indiana Fever, like, she was drafted by the Fever with the 4th pick in 2021. The Fever in the last 4 drafts have had 4, 2, 1, and 1. And like, you get an Alyssa Smith, Aaliyah Boston, 2 not bad picks. But then, like, this is what they got before the year before. Either way, it just shows how good this rookie class is when the worst first round picks are like Peely, who's fine, and JC Sheldon, who's now a starter and balling. She was the worst first round pick up to a point. But before we get on to it, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are at 13,777. If we can get to 13,800 by the end of the day, that would be absolutely incredible. Either way, so what we are going to be looking at here is we're going to be looking at what this means for the team, because if you don't know, the Chicago Sky waived her, and they only have 11, which means they're signing somebody else. Somebody else is getting signed for the Chicago Sky, which is big for this team because they can go a number of ways. So when it comes to like who they're replacing her with, it is a surprise though, because for team chemistry reasons, which is probably why they kept Victoria Saxton, because she offers nothing on the court. I was surprised she wasn't just kept for those reasons, because this is a team where team chemistry is everything, because they don't have that much talent. But I'm looking through like a Reddit thread of people that they could sign, but from looking at it, like Daisha Fair was a decent, like, again, highly enough thought about rookie, is a point guard. I think if they need a point guard, they're going to go something else, some other way. Obviously, they did go and sign a rookie, or they did have a rookie who got injured in training camp, who they might re-sign, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think this team needs any young players, and I think this team is going to go for, I think they might need a backup point guard, because I like Dana Evans. She's not like a floor general. I like Kennedy Carter, not a floor general. Lindsay Allen's not a floor general. Crystal Dangerfield's available. Like, she's somebody that has been really good in the WNBA. She hasn't been great this year. In fairness, Crystal Dangerfield has not been great this year. So, like, you can just see, like, she was with the Minnesota Lynx for her first year. In her rookie year, she averaged 14.3 points per game. She was a second round pick, and she averaged 14 points per game as a rookie for the Minnesota Lynx, which is, again, incredible. Obviously, she was waived. She was picked up by the Fever for a little bit. She went to the Liberty for a little bit, and then was sent to the Wings in 2023 and played for the Dream for a little bit this year. But, like, in general, like, she was a starter last year. She was a starter. So, like, I don't see anything wrong with bringing in Crystal Dangerfield to come off the bench. Like, her team was decent. She played okay this year. Like, look, it's not like Crystal Dangerfield is anything spectacular, but she was fine. She was absolutely fine this year. So, like, she's giving you Erica Wheeler numbers. That's basically the way to describe it. She is going to give you Erica Wheeler numbers. And if you can get that player just as your end of your bench, look, if Erica Wheeler somehow got waived, and she was available for a team to just put on the end of their bench and they had a roster spot, that's not a bad pickup. And another pickup, I think that's probably what they're going to go. I think they saw I don't think they were probably going to cut her, but I think they saw Crystal Dangerfield available, and that really does make sense. But another player that they could just take, and this could be like a home run move. This is a team that, like, they need defense. They need everything. They need everything. But at the same time, you've also got a need for defense. Celeste Taylor's there. This is a team of dogs. If you get an elite defensive guard, this is a team of dogs, but no ability to guard guards. Like, you've got your Angel Reeses of the world. You've got, like, obviously Elizabeth Williams injured. You've got the size in Cardoso. This is not a good offensive team. If you want to be this grit and grind team, go and you can rely on Kennedy Carter a little bit more now than you would have thought. Kennedy Carter's giving you so much more than anyone expected on the offensive end. Get Celeste Taylor to guard the other team's best player. She can guard the other team's best player. She can come in for a few minutes and be a role. I'm telling you, she could give you something. But I think they're going to they're going to have an upgrade. Whereas the Fever brought in Damaris Dantas. Like, they brought in Damaris Dantas. Like, what were they thinking? They needed more running, and they got rid of a runner, and they need running and perimeter defense. They got rid of a running perimeter defender and replaced her with a slow power forward center hybrid that Christy Size doesn't even know what position she plays. But yeah, it is now a case when it comes to these players of who they're going to bring in. And I think this would be a nice pick, and this would be a bit of a screw you to Indiana. But in general, like, they're leaving that spot open for a reason. Like, they're cutting her because of everything she is for team chemistry. Look, if someone is the best friend of the rookie superstar, you just keep them at the end of the bench. You keep them at the end of the bench unless you have something lined up. So I think they're going to sign somebody very quickly. I think they have to have something lined up. And the Chicago Sky, I think, are one piece away. Whether that's, I think even a Celeste Taylor, I think that they're one piece away from being a playoff team. Like, look, to be a playoff team, all you have to do is be better than Indiana and better than Atlanta. Especially Atlanta with Ryan Howard injured. You just have to be better than those two teams. Both of them are bad. You just have to be, like, look, 6 teams in this league, in the WNBA stink. And the fact is, only 4 of them don't make the playoffs. And if you're Indiana, I'm not going to lie, not making the playoffs is beneficial for you. If you're the Chicago Sky, you want to win as many games as possible because you don't control your first round pick this year. You don't want to be in that lottery. So it's a lot more beneficial for the Fever to be out of the playoffs than it is for the Sky as far as the draft is concerned. But for her being out of there, potentially being able to get a great backup point guard in Crystal Dangerfield, or getting an elite perimeter defender, or someone we're not even thinking of. Sure, look, I know she's, I think, signed with Besiktas. If you want that wing scorer, give Holly Winterburn a call. If you want that wing scorer, see if you can get Holly Winterburn over, see if there's any visa situations or what the story is there. Because, like, at times she was the best scorer on a London Lions team that had Temi Fagbenle, it had Megan Gustafson, it had Carly Samuelson. Like, 3 starter level players. Gustafson doesn't start, she's on the Aces, but a starter level player. 3 starter level WNBA players. And at times, especially from the wing position, Holly Winterburn was their best player. So maybe even like a Holly Winterburn mightn't be too bad a decision. But if they can make a good decision here, I think we're going to see, without question, Sky in the playoffs over the Fever.